Good morning or afternoon. Today we're looking at number 26 in Book 2, Advance Australia Fair. This is, as your book says, the Australian national anthem, but it didn't become so until 1984 when it replaced God Save the Queen. It was actually written by Scottish-born composer Peter Dobbs McCormick in 1878. Before it became the national anthem, it was used by the Australian Broadcasting Commission to announce its news bulletins. On its composition, Peter Dobbs McCormick said, "One night I attended a great concert in the exhibition building when all the national anthems of the world were to be sung by a large choir with band accompaniment. This was very nicely done, but I felt very aggravated that there was not one note for Australia. On the way home in a bus, I concocted the first verse of my song, and when I got home I set it to music. I first wrote it in the tonic solfa notation, then transcribed it into the old notation, and I tried it over on an instrument the next morning, and found it correct. Strange to say, there has not been a note of it altered since. Some alteration has been made in the wording, but the sense is the same. It seemed to me to be like an inspiration, and I wrote the words and music with the greatest of ease." Looking at the music itself, the first thing, as always, you should see is the key signature. This is in concert A flat, and there are indeed D flats in this tune, so make sure you're looking out for those. Make sure you know how to play them before we get to them. There's one right here in the last line and in the second line right in the middle. The next thing is time signature is 4/4, easy. It has a pickup note, starts mezzo forte, and this word, maestoso. Maestoso means majestically, which is kind of hard to quantify in terms of how do I play that. I have seen it associated with and performed with sort of an accented style, kind of like each note has a miniature accent on it, with a little bit of space. Think of trying to play as if each note is a church bell being rung. So looking further through the piece, I do see lots and lots of concert A flats, so please make sure you know how to play both the high A flats and the low A flats, and of course the high D flat here. The dynamics are very important in this song, and they're very important to expressing music and making it more fun to play, honestly, so make sure you do that. And then right here, you see RIT period, which means slows down. So it slows down dramatically there. Then you have a fermata. Hold that fermata as long as it seems appropriate. And then a tempo means go back to the original tempo. And that's pretty much it. Percussion, you'll be happy to see that the snare drum and the bass drum parts on this one are actually pretty easy. Bass drum, you actually have some real rhythms here. You have a dotted quarter eighth note rhythm several times. Snare drum, you have some 9-stroke rolls, but overall this fair is pretty easy. So do your best and have fun.